If your business is serious about sustainability or aiming for net zero, then emissions tracking is no longer optional. It's essential. But the reality is, many companies still struggle to track their carbon emissions accurately, especially across multiple locations, teams, and supply chains. How can your company improve emissions tracking across all operations? Let's break it down. 1. Start with a clear emissions framework. Begin by aligning your emissions tracking with global standards like the Greenhouse Gas Protocol. This framework breaks emissions into Scope 1, direct emissions from owned assets, like fuel combustion. Scope 2, indirect emissions from purchased electricity or heat. Scope 3, all other indirect emissions, like from your suppliers, travel, product use, or waste. Getting clarity on these categories helps you organize your data and avoid underreporting. Second, use a centralized carbon accounting platform. Manually tracking emissions in spreadsheets doesn't scale. Instead, use carbon accounting tools like Persephone Watershed Sweep Normative. These platforms automate data collection, run real-time calculations, and generate ESG-compliant reports. Bonus, many integrate with your existing systems, like ERP, utility data, travel platforms, and more. 3. Gather primary data. Where possible, accurate tracking depends on the quality of your data. Primary data, like actual fuel use, invoices, or equipment logs, is always better than estimates. Work with your facilities, HR, and finance teams to pull data directly from energy bills, fleet usage logs, freight and logistics providers, business travel records, vendor reports. For Scope 3, reach out to suppliers and encourage them to share their own emissions data. 4. Train teams and build internal awareness. Often, data gaps exist not because teams don't care, but because they don't know what's needed. Hold training sessions, create internal guides, and make emissions tracking part of regular reporting cycles across procurement, operations, and finance. 5. Set clear KPIs and audit. Regularly, emissions data isn't just for reporting, it's for improvement. Set KPIs like emissions per product unit, emissions per employee, year-over-year reduction targets. Then track progress and review data at least quarterly. External audits can also add credibility to your numbers, especially for ESG disclosures. 6. Partner with experts. At 24 Carbon, we help companies set up full-scope emissions tracking systems that are simple, accurate, and aligned with global standards. We also offer third-party reviews and tools to assess data quality. If your goal is transparency, investor readiness, or net zero alignment, emissions tracking is the foundation. The sooner you build that foundation, the sooner you'll unlock real climate action and trust from your stakeholders. Let's track smarter so you can act faster.